Hello, and welcome to my channel, Autumnmoonthemage. We're here to do a reading for Gemini in regards to love. So this will be a message for Gemini in regards to someone you're connecting with romantically. It is a general message. I'm sorry, I just realized my sage burned out. I did cleanse my space, but I like to have the sage burning. Sorry. This is a general message though, so if it doesn't resonate, don't try to force it to fit. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. There are many readers out there, so there's probably another one out there that has the message for you. But I do hope that this resonates with someone and that it, helps bring you clarity or understanding of a situation if that's what you need. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to see, we're going to get a couple cards on how you feel about the person, a couple cards about how they feel about you, and a possible outcome card, and then we will also get an oracle card for you for advice. Let's start with how Gemini feels about the person that they are connecting to, or the energy they are connecting to. Can you please show us how Gemini feels about the person they're connecting with? How does Gemini feel about the person they are connecting with? It's a lot of cards here. I think this is it's a bit too much. We did get this one, which is the Page of Swords, which is the stalker card. Are you stalking them, Gemini? Are you watching them? Can we please get 2 more cards for how Gemini feels about the person that they are connecting with? 2 more cards, please. Well, there we go. We've got the Empress card, which means that you think that they are pretty much it, don't you? It's like that is the perfect partner, right? The Empress. And then we have the Three of Swords, which means that you're feeling pain about the situation. So maybe this is someone that you're currently not not communicating with, or not in a connection with. Perhaps this is someone from your past, or a connection maybe that didn't make it all the way. Let's take a look at how, I'm sorry, I just need a drink real quick. Let's take a look at how this person feels about you. Can we please see how Gemini's person feels about them? Can we please see how Gemini's person feels about them? The person that Gemini's connecting with. How do they feel about Gemini? Well, that's a good starter. How does Gemini's person feel about them? One more card. There we go. Okay, well, we started with the Sun, which is, of course, the happiest card in the deck, which might mean that they think that you're a lot of fun, or that you bring them a lot of happiness. They have a good time with you. But next we get the Five of Swords, which is, I mean, if you look at this card, he's kind of like stressing something, right? He's worried. Five of Swords is a card of conflict. But in this deck in particular, it always strikes me as mental conflict. It also means it's a card that represents a victory that doesn't feel like a victory. Like maybe there was a split here and they thought it was the right thing, but they don't feel like it was, they're not feeling like it was the right thing possibly. And then the Nine of Wands, which is holding on to something. It's holding tight to something that you really believe in, which might be you. They might be holding tightly to you, or they might be holding tightly to whatever decision brought them to this Five of Swords. We will clarify that. We will clarify. First, let's start with you. Let's take a look at that Three of Swords. Let's take a look. When I split the deck there, the Six of Cups was there, which is a card that talks about missing. Yeah, it talks about, you know, reminiscing about. So maybe you're thinking back on the good memories and feeling heartbroken about an ending. I don't know. Let's ask for clarity here. Can we please get clarification on that Three of Swords for how Gemini feels about the person that they're connected with? Can we please get clarification on that Three of Swords? Please clarify the Three of Swords. It's interesting. Please clarify the Three of Swords for how Gemini feels about their person. I get the King of Swords here, which I think of as a Gemini card. But also it's a card about thoughts and honesty. We get the King of Swords here. He's looking at a situation logically, not necessarily with his heart. But when we get the Four of Cups here, which is, I mean, she looks disappointed, right? There's this cup being offered, but she's very disappointed. The Four of Cups often talks about disappointment, but it also talks about focusing on the negative and not seeing the positive that's being offered to you. So the Three of Swords might have been somebody approaching a situation logically and then choosing like not to accept that offer, choosing to focus instead on the past or on those negative memories instead of letting things continue. And I don't know if that was them or if that was you. I really can't tell. You do seem to think that this person is the one. I mean, the Empress, that's pretty much the card. That's the partner card, right? That's the other half. Yeah, see, I split the deck and I get the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. That's like saying that they are the one you want, that they're your wish come true. Let's just clarify the Empress. Can we please clarify the Empress card for how Gemini feels about the person they're connecting with? Please clarify the Empress card. Oh, Five of Cups is what we're getting, which is, it's even further than the Four of Cups. It's like the next step. It's like depression. Wow, in this deck, excuse me, I'm so sorry. In this deck, look at this. Normally, the Five of Cups, if you're familiar with it, is a person standing and they're focusing on these three cups that have spilled, and there's two cups sitting behind them. But look at her. She's even dumping the second one of the two cups down the drain. Like, wow, that's really sad. That's very, very sad. I'm so sorry, Gemini. That's very, very sad. I'm sorry to see that, because it looks like you're you're disappointed, and I really do believe you felt this person was your empress, and there must have been a break here, because this is a card of depression, really, and feeling regret about how things happened. That's super sad. I'm sorry to hear that if that's you, Gemini. Let's take a look at, actually, we're going to go ahead and look at them. Let's take a look at this Five of Swords. I think this is super interesting because they felt the sun towards you and you feel the Empress towards them. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure why I keep coughing. I'm so sorry. They felt the sun, they feel the sun towards you. You feel the Empress towards them. That's pretty incredible. But then we've got this Five of Swords here. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the Five of Swords. Can you please clarify that for us? Which is conflict, and I mean, look at me, he looks stressed. He just looks really. Let's take a look at this. What? Can you please clarify this Five of Swords for us? What is this? Yeah, the Ten of Wands, which it talks about. It talks about, people say this is a card of burden, but part of, or like too much. It's too heavy. And so, and it's just weighing you down. And I mean, that makes sense. They are weighed down. Maybe they're weighed down by this connection because of, I really feel like this must be a connection that is split currently. And they're just feeling really weighed down by the pressure of it. And we also got at the same time the Two of Swords here, which is a decision. It's like they can't make some choice here, or they feel weighed down because they feel they need to make a choice. Let's take a look at what that Nine of Wands is, please. Can you clarify the Nine of Wands? Can you clarify the Nine of Wands for how this person feels about Gemini? So what we get is the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning, a new passionate beginning, right? And we get the Three of Wands, which is waiting for it to happen. I mean, she's standing there watching and waiting for it to happen, waiting for those ships to come in. So they're holding on to this new beginning with you. They want this new beginning. They're holding on to it and they're waiting for it to happen. Maybe they feel this decision is in your hands. Maybe they feel weighed down by the fact that they're waiting for you to make a choice, but you feel this way about them and you're depressed and heartbroken over it, but I don't see that you're moving towards them and they're just waiting for you. Maybe what needs to happen is movement. Let's take a look at what's the most likely outcome for these two. Can we get an outcome, please, for these two? Can we please get an outcome? Ooh, look at that. Popped right on out. 10 of Cups. That's a pretty good outcome. I mean, it doesn't look like you're moving towards them, and it doesn't look like they're moving towards you. They're just waiting, and you're kind of fretting, it looks like, or focusing on the negative. You're definitely sad. Maybe you're not following your heart, because maybe this is you, that King of Swords. I do often look at that as a Gemini card. Maybe you're there using your head instead of using your heart, and you're sad about having missed out on this connection when it's still there waiting for you. Excuse me. We have, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. I'm so sorry for the coughing. Which talks about walking away from things that that are no longer serving you, which might actually be your fears or your focus on what went wrong, your focus on the sad aspects of this relationship, because right behind walking away from that, we find the Lover's card, which of course is your card as well, but We find the Lovers card, and we find the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning in love. So maybe that's what you need to do. Let go of this. Let go of it. And stop focusing on the sad bits and stalking them and go towards them, because they're waiting. They're just sitting there waiting for you. So let's take a look at the Oracle deck. I'm using this Oracle deck called Your Heart Knows the Way. It's a beautiful deck with beautiful messages. So let's see, what message do you have for Gemini? What message do you have for Gemini? What advice can you give them in regards to this connection? Or just advice in general, but what message do you have for Gemini? Wow, that's an interesting. The card we get says, forgive the unforgivable. Wow, that makes it sound like they did something bad, right? I don't know what it is, but forgive the unforgivable. Card number 44. Maybe that's a number that means something to you. It's a number that means something to me. Card number 44, let me read this to you. Forgive the unforgivable. What do you lose by forgiving the wrongs done unto you? What do you gain by remaining a victim, powerless and hurt? Perhaps you were wronged, and wrongfully so. Perhaps your outrage is justified and you have the right to be in pain. But what do you gain by giving away your power in this way? What does your martyrdom bring you aside from fear and regret? Regret. All that regret. I'm sorry. This card reminds you that it is forgiveness that sets you free. You've chained yourself to your past. No, you've chained yourself to your pain by refusing to forgive. With your unforgiveness, you've snatched the blade from your abuser's hand and stabbed yourself 1,000 times where he stabbed you but once. And then you've blamed him for your madness and turned your mistake into his sin. Today, release yourself of judgment and release your abuser too. Forgiveness is not an endorsement of his acts or an approval of yours. Forgiveness is letting go of guilt, both yours and his. It is an opening of your heart and a flowering of love. For it is in compassion that forgiveness is achieved, and it is in forgiveness that you can be whole. I think that's a beautiful message right there. Forgiveness really is something that we do for ourselves more than what we do for them. I think that there's a message here that's really important, which is that his forgiveness is not an endorsement of his acts or an approval of yours. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. I think that's a great message, and I hope that you agree. I hope this reading got to somebody who really needed to hear it, and I hope that you can forgive them. And if you want more with them, which it looks like you do, if you do, then I hope you forgive them and you go towards them, because they're waiting. They really feel like you are their joy. You are their sun. You are their sunlight. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this reading. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you remember to be kind to yourself and be gentle with your thoughts. Seek that forgiveness if that's what you need to do. And I hope this message resonated. If it did not, like I said, your message may be out there with somebody else. But thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great day.